Okay, everybody, welcome to Trench Run, episode 45, I believe. The Donald Trump edition of Trench Run. Yeah, probably not.
Wow.
Good old
You
4
went
5.
there.
Good old 4 5. Well, my name is Kenny, and I am here with Brian.
Hello, everybody.
And we have a good show for you planned tonight. We're gonna go and we're gonna do the news. Um, go.
Don't forget that we got a big
Yeah, I
interview.
was gonna save that for the end of the intro here. We're gonna talk about some news. Then we're gonna get into some breaking news in universe headlines. We also have another rant video. It's a little older than the it's and a little different from our normal rant guy. Our rant guy hasn't talked about Star Wars in a couple weeks, so we don't have that well to mind.
That's a bummer. He's still out there, so if you're worried about him,
And
he's still out there.
And we're going to talk about some toys. Definitely, I see a lot of toys here in studio. And the exciting news of the day is we have a sit down interview with George Lucas, the creator himself.
Yeah, that's right. George Lucas himself joined us in the studio.
Yeah, he stopped by, had a lot to say. So we're really excited to play that for you. We chatted with him a little bit earlier, so just stay tuned towards the end of the show for that. But yeah, so I'm pretty excited. But actually, I had something on my mind before we get started with Star Wars stuff. I don't know if anybody out there has already seen it. I don't want to spoil it, but I probably will. Brian, you saw El Camino?
I did.
All right, so I loved Breaking Bad. I know you did too. So much that because I hadn't seen it in a while. That before when El Camino was announced, I went back and I watched the entire series again, so I would be ready, and everything would kind of be fresh in my mind. And in hindsight, maybe that was the wrong plan to do that because here's my bombshell: I did not like El Camino.
I I mean, I thought it was okay. I was expecting it to be better. I don't know, I guess a little let down, but it was okay. I
Like
mean,
it just was, and I know Nick. Oh, by the way, Nick's not here this week.
oh yeah.
Should have led with that.
And
Sorry, Nick.
and he's actually
He's
doing Galaxy's Edge.
doing assignment work for the show. So can't wait to hear about Galaxy's Edge and all the food and rides and all that stuff next show that we have with him. So, but getting back into it, and I know he actually liked it. He posted a review on his movie Emporium YouTube page. So there's a shout out, Nick.
He liked it.
Yeah, well,
That tells you I didn't watch his video.
yeah, so he liked it, but honestly, it just and once again they go back into Nick. Like Nick says, sometimes with certain episodes of, I know with Clone Wars, it didn't need to happen, and this didn't need to happen. Maybe that's the point. I guess nothing really needs to happen in TV and film, but it was boring and took a little bit of a back. And I know this isn't a Breaking Bad podcast, but like when I watched it, I was really tired. So I'm like, maybe I was just bored because I was tired or whatever. I was kind of skipping through stuff. But then when I was not tired, I actually watched it again, and it was still boring and still not great. So honestly, just it was very distracting. As like because with after just watching season 5 a week ago, and then you see or a week prior, and then you come out and you see like not Jesse, Todd, the one of the people that you remember Todd, the creepy.
Yeah, he's like a fat Matt Damon.
Yeah, well, he wasn't fat in 2011 or whenever the hell this thing aired.
See, I don't. That's
Now he's fat, so it's like we're going back to like flashbacks or whatever to when this guy, who should be skinny is now fat, and it's just weird. And he's old, and so is Aaron Paul. Aaron Paul's like 40 now, and he's playing like a freaking 22-year-old, and it's just not working out. Skinny Pete and Badger and all those guys are just. I don't know. I wish it would have done a time jump.
see. I think why it worked for me was because I didn't go back and watch the episodes because I didn't really remember what was his name again? Fat guy, fat Matt Damon.
Todd.
Todd. I didn't remember Todd looking.
Matt Damon.
I didn't remember Todd looking different, like from his character. I didn't remember him not being
Yeah,
fat.
I mean he's
So
aged. I mean everybody ages. We all age and get fat. It's a whole other thing. But like, if that's gonna be the case, do a time jump. And obviously he's dead already, so you wouldn't be able to really do much with him anyway. But do a time jump so that you can explain, why Jesse Pinkman looks way older than he should, even though it's the next day or the day of when he escapes. But honestly, and just to kind of cut this short, I know this isn't a Breaking Bad podcast, but had you asked me, before it started, if I would have not known anything about it, hey, whatever happened to Jesse Pinkman, I would have said he went to Alaska because that's what he kind of alluded to in season 5. So I just assumed he went to Alaska, and now that just shows he went to Alaska. Like I didn't need to see it. Like I kind of figured that's what happened anyway. So a time jump where he comes back to town, you see Skyler and Walter Jr. and stuff, a little older, and the kid, and see how their life is 7 years down the line. That's a whole other thing I would have liked to have seen maybe, but a film that shows like the day of when he escapes, I didn't need that.
yeah, I mean, I felt like I don't know. It was just another episode of Breaking Bad.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. I got really excited for it, and it sucked I had to work the day it came out. But when I did get to it, I was just like, "This, I should not have been excited for this."
I wasn't super excited for it, so I didn't have super high expectations.
Yeah,
so
that's
maybe that's what it was.
It's just one of those things. Like since Breaking Bad ended, and yeah, I guess we can bring it back to Star Wars. So Star Wars, always had these gaps, between the original trilogy and the prequel trilogy. So people were really excited, and then I guess is what happened in real life. They got let down
Yeah,
because they got excited. So I guess it's the same thing in expectations and being let down and stuff like that.
yeah. Basically, don't get excited for anything. Be like me. Show no emotion.
But
Don't
aren't
get
you excited for Mandalorian?
Yeah, I'm pretty excited for it.
So all right, so we'll kind of get into our news then, cause they something leaked about the Mandalorian like episode dates or whatever, and obviously we know that on the day of the launch,
November 12th.
November 12th, there'll be an episode. But actually, the second episode is actually going to be just 3 days later, so you're going to get 2 episodes of the Mandalorian in 3 days, which is really cool. You'll get it on the 12th and on the 15th.
Well, that's cool. I'm looking forward to that then.
So
maybe I will wait to watch the first episode until
the second episode, so the 15th.
Yeah.
So yeah, you get it on the 12th and then the 15th, and then it goes kind of weekly from there. 22nd, 29th, 6th, 13th, 18th, or the 13th. But then yeah, you have one on the 18th, which is 5 days after the 13th. But then you got to wait 9 days for the finale. So I'm not real sure. Maybe it's a holiday thing of why they decided to do that.
Yeah, it's kind of strange. The way they're airing them.
So yeah, that's kind of cool with Mandalorian. I know I'm really excited. I saw that there was some people on Twitter, and a big Twitter guy who had seen the first half hour. I guess there was a group of people who got to go to a screening today of the first half hour, and seems to be getting really good early, half hour reviews. So,
Well, part of that too is the people that they invite.
oh yeah,
Usually
they're not gonna invite like
they're inviting
but-
people like us who are gonna go and like it.
yeah. So
not
some
the-
guy that's ranting on YouTube about hating Disney are not gonna get to go to this thing.
Right. So you kind of got to wait and see. But I think it'll go over well.
So yeah, here's like a social media person. I don't know who this person is. Michelle Buckman,
It's an influencer.
influencer. He says, saw 30 minutes of the Mandalorian footage, old studio westerns of the 40s and 50s with a dash of samurai movie vibes mixed with a Star Wars blend. I think Star Wars fans will be very pleased. Another guy, Ben Meckler, saw 30 minutes of Mandalorian. Oh, wow, it feels more western than sci-fi, from the shootouts to the standoffs to the Vidalia onion stew. A new droid character named Gramps is always doting over. That's kind of interesting. We are entering a new phase of Star Wars, and the future is looking bright. So there's a couple. I mean, there's more. I'm not going to read all of them. But, it kind of gets me excited for what now is, well, what did I say, the 20th, 19th, something?
Yeah, today's the 19th.
So we got like 3 weeks, something like that. So that's pretty cool.
It's actually more than that.
12. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not a math guy, so.
Well, I mean, it's like 2 weeks until the first. So.
And 12 days later. So
Yeah.
okay. So 26 days.
So
or
almost
22 days. I don't
4
know.
weeks.
Cool. Okay. So yeah, that's that. What other news we got going on here?
How about the trailer and the tickets going on sale on Monday?
Monday. Yeah, I should probably led with that one, but I figured since we were kind of.
To me, Mandalorian news is bigger than.
Oh yeah, and we
Rise
were
of
talking about
Skywalker.
expectations and stuff, and I guess expectations would we have it, and that comes out first. So, but yeah, so the tickets and the trailer comes out Monday. You probably gonna be? Are you gonna be at like on your phone refreshing for tickets, or how's that gonna work?
Well, I'll be going to buy tickets, not going, but like on my phone.
Okay, so you're gonna be like
But-
ready when it says
Yeah,
go on sale.
I have had no issues for the last couple releases, so I don't think it'll be an issue.
Yeah, we're in South Florida. Nobody cares down
Yeah,
here.
yeah. No, they've got too many other things to do, like go to a friggin' nightclub or.
Yeah, beach. That we live like minutes from the beach. I haven't been to the beach in over a year.
Yeah, I mean it's pretty much not happening for me. I'm not a beach guy.
But yeah, so
Not a beach guy, not a club guy. I'm more of an inside.
are you gonna be watching Monday Night Football? Are you just gonna be waiting the refreshing Twitter or whatever outlet?
It's a game I don't really care about, so I will probably just be waiting for halftime.
Because we already know it's Patriots Jets, so I'm pretty sure there's no chance that the Patriots
Jets win.
Yeah, the Patriots aren't gonna lose that game. So yeah, I mean around halftime, just kind of be watching Twitter or whatever. Or the Star Wars news website or whatever of your choice, and you can just hit refresh till it comes out, I guess.
Yeah, I'll figure it out. Don't worry. I will get you guys tickets. It just will not be in a theater that Nick wants to go to.
Sorry, Nick. Yeah, we're gonna probably go to the same old that we've been going to for the last one because it's a bar right next door.
Yeah, exactly.
And also, I guess it was announced that the runtime is 155 minutes. I don't know if that's too long, to be honest with you, but
It
I, mean, I
depends.
guess they have a lot to do.
If it's a good movie, then
It's well paced.
I'm okay with it.
And it doesn't drag in parts like we've talked about with Last Jedi, kind of dragging. Not that we hate it, but it did drag here and there, and it does kind of when you try to rewatch, you gotta book like 3 hours to do so. But yeah, so obviously it has a lot to do. It's gotta pretty much wrap everything up from the other 6. Or
So
8, whatever.
Nick mentioned about going to a screening of all 9 movies. Are you down with that?
Yeah, I'm not doing that. Sorry, Nick. I mean, if you want to do that, like we'll feed the cat for you or whatever. I'll take care of whatever you need to do that for you, or
Yeah, I'm not doing that
I'll
either.
handle that for you so you can go for 27 hours or whatever. But I'm not going to that.
If maybe it was like a sequel trilogy marathon or something, I might do it. But 9
Because you get to
movies-
watch Rise like after all that stuff, right?
Yeah,
So you get to see it before other people or something.
yeah. I think it was like the day before or something. But you gotta sit through a whole freaking day of movies.
Like people don't buy the ticket just to and then show up after the 23 hours or whatever just to watch the other one.
I don't know. I'm not. Not when I can watch all of the movies at home.
Yeah, for sure. Well, that's what I'm saying. But then you don't have to watch all of them. You just buy the ticket to watch 27 of them. They're 27 hours, and then only show up with 3 hours left to go for Rise of Skywalker. Like probably a lot of people will be doing.
Yeah, I don't know. Anyway, moving on. Right? Are we moving on?
Yeah.
Are we moving on?
Moving on fast. Mercy. Okay, and then this is more up Nick's alley. Really, he's more of a filmmaker or director, writer kind of guy that wants to know about this type of stuff.
Then where the fuck is the script for my fucking radio drama?
Yeah, come on, Nick. You're up there goofing off in Orlando when you could have been down here writing the script and making stuff happen. And once again, getting out of freaking Rebels.
Yeah. So once again, we're not reviewing Rebels episodes this week because Nick's not here and we're not letting him get out of this.
Okay, so Rogue One reshoot director Tony Gilroy is joining the Cassian Andor series. So basically, this guy, and I don't know what else he's done. Maybe I could have done a little research on that, but
I don't either.
he was doing the reshoots on Rogue One, and now he's going to be helping out write and direct the series. I know he's going to be writing and directing the first episode, and then directing episodes after that. But there'll also be other directors come in for that. So.
I'm looking forward to that series too.
I mean, I like seeing when you have someone who's familiar with the characters come back, and they know the character. Like when you see Dave Filoni, in Mandalorian, like he's familiar with Mandalorian lore because he's dealt with it. So that's kind of cool. And I'm doing a quick check to see what else Tony Gilroy has done. He was he directed Born Legacy. And he was a writer for not much. Maybe Nick stuff that Nick knows. Michael Clayton, Born Ultimatum.
So pretty much the
Born movies. Yeah, seems to be a writer. He was a screenplay guy for all that. Okay, so yeah, not much that I know of. But I'm sure Nick, if he was here, he would be like, "Oh yeah, he did whatever, blah blah blah. Yeah, he was great." But
he did Purple Rainbow.
Fuck is Purple Rainbow?
I don't know. It just sounds like something Nick would have seen.
So, you saw he had a Ronto rap, right? And
I did.
But they're not going to be calling it Ronto rap now or something?
Yeah, so what's up with that? Like, what's up with that?
What's up with that?
The freaking Disney taking off the Star Wars names off the menu?
Is that because people, didn't know what they were? Or, what are you going to call a Ronto rap now? Because I don't know what is in a Ronto. Maybe he'll tell us next week, but I don't know what's in a Ronto wrap.
I don't want to spoiler here.
Is that a freaking? It looks like a burrito.
It's some kind of wrap. Meat wrap. I guess
it's a chicken and a freaking.
Oh, by the way, your text earlier said, "I don't know what a Ronto is." A Ronto is one of those things.
You're pointing to 4 different animals.
Well, dewback, bantha, tauntaun, Ronto.
All right, the one on the right.
Yes.
Cool. Okay.
That was Jawas rode those around on,
and so they
on Tatooine, but only in the special edition. It got added in the special.
So
edition.
they have a freaking rap named after something that was only added in later.
Yes.
Oh wow. Okay. Are they gonna have a dewback rap? That's probably hard to say. Dewback rap. Or
like a dewback rack of ribs or something.
Yeah, that sounds good. The McRib. Anyway, so yeah, that's kind of weird. But he had blue milk, would they call it blue milk? Because just paint milk blue or whatever. He said it wasn't that good, but I don't want milk anyway. Generally.
Yeah, no, he said it tasted like a Go-Gurt.
If I go to a theme park, I'm like, oh yeah, pour me a glass of milk.
Get me a big tall glass of milk.
No. He got to be the right side pilot apparently, which sounds pretty cool.
Which would be a co-pilot.
Oh, that's good. He's in the front, right? I'm assuming.
Because that would be Chewbacca's seat.
Okay, good for him. They put the hairiest guy in the Chewbacca seat. That's cool. And what else did he say? He did. He had some picture. He sent us some pictures.
I think he said he fell to his knees and cried when he saw the
Falcon. Yeah, he got really emotional.
Yeah,
it tugged on his heartstrings or something.
He's a very emotional guy. So
are you gonna cry when you see the Falcon when you go?
No.
Yeah, I don't know. You gotta turn away and brush away something. Oh, I got something in my eye.
Shed one little tear. But no, I mean, I was surprised when Nick said that he dropped to his knees and cried, and he cried.
Yeah, he did say that for real.
He did in a text message.
It's about as real as the news that we're gonna be plugging here soon. Okay, so I don't know. Yeah, we kind of ran through our news segment. Do you have any other news you want to talk about?
No, but did you see episode 2 of Resistance?
Yes, I did. I watched it last week. It was better than episode 1, which was fine. It's still they're off to a slow start, but it's better than last season.
I was gonna say it's certainly better than the start from season 1.
Yeah, and I don't recall seeing Kyo, whatever the hell his name is, fall down. Fuck's his name?
Kaz.
Kaz. Yeah, that fucker didn't fall down
Did you
once.
call him Kip?
Kip, Keo, or whatever. Whatever his name is. Didn't fall down once that I remember.
And then you had like the aces out there flying. Like,
Yeah, and they're like, "Oh,
skydiving.
this isn't a race." Somebody made a comment about it, but they actually did their job, which is like good. Hey, you're not fucking off now. You're actually gonna go do some work. And yeah, you had
I like that they showed up and at the site of the battle from the Last Jedi.
yeah
You had like all those busted up ships, and they went into the dreadnought that the bombers blew up.
yeah, and the pirates were there with the pirate. I don't know. I don't know why you got to bring. I guess for kids, like the pirates were goofing off and taking stuff. Even though you're being chased by the First Order, you're like, oh, let me grab all this crap. No, put it down, get what you came for. But yeah, it was fine. And I liked how coaxium is being more and more put into these stories.
That's another thing. Speaking of coaxium, I remember you and we had this long debate. It just came from a quiz at one point where you asked what they were after in Solo, and I said hyperfuel.
It's the same thing, right?
Yes, but I watched Solo earlier this week, and the fucking the letters, the words that come up on the screen before the movie
It's
starts.
hyperfuel, right?
Yes.
Yeah, and capital letters.
Yeah.
That's one of the all the caps words. Yeah.
Yeah, so I was like, "Oh shit!" Like we were having this debate. It's right there in the
Yeah.
in the friggin'
Yeah.
in the words.
I noticed that afterward, but yeah, I never brought it up.
Yeah, dick.
So yeah, but it's kind of like since then you see a lot more about that now. It's more and more canon now than I guess it ever was.
Yeah.
Did you see and this isn't really official news, and I know this is old, that thing I sent you guys yesterday, that Alec Guinness letter that he sent to some woman named Anne back in the day?
I knew that he didn't like being in Star Wars, but I don't think I ever saw the letter.
Let me find it. Yeah, so he writes a letter to my dear Anne. I returned to London this evening for my stand at the studio for the rest of the week. Can't say I'm enjoying the film. New rubbish dialogue reaches me every other day on wages of pink paper. I don't know what that means. And none of it makes my character clear or even bearable. I just think thankfully of the lovely bread, which will help me keep going until next April. Even if Yahoo collapses in a week.
I don't know what that. I'm
mean?
like Yahoo wasn't a thing in 1976. What the hell is he talking about?
So then it's kind of there was more in the letter, but they kind of skipped to the other part about it. I must be off to the studio and work with a dwarf. He's very sweet, and he has to wash in a bidet. And your fellow countrymen Mark Hamill and Tennyson Ford. Eliason? Question mark? No. Well, a rangy, languid young man who is probably intelligent and amusing. But oh God, they make me feel 90 and treat me as if I was 106. By the way, Harrison Ford, do you ever hear of him? Like, what?
Speaking of
that is hilarious.
Speaking of a friendly dwarf, I hear that George Lucas used to make him run around the set
Stay
naked.
tuned for our interview. We don't want to.
You didn't get a chance to ask him about that, or
we did. Yeah, we got it. We definitely spoke to him about that. So
wow.
Stay tuned to hear about the shenanigans with the young fella, the little fella, later on in the show.
Yeah, definitely. It's definitely something you're gonna want to stay tuned for.
Okay, so yeah, I think that's it. I know we kind of went off with some different news that we were going to talk about. You want to talk about some toys? I see you got a lot of toys in here.
Well, yeah. If you're out there looking for toys or collecting them, just know that right now Burlington Coat Factory, Ross, and Five Below have like tons of like bargains right now as far as. Mainly like the Solo line. I picked up the Solo TIE Fighter for $10. I picked up the Millennium Falcon, which was like I want to say it was like somewhere between $70 and $100. I don't remember, but I know it was like too much that I was gonna pick it up. But I found it at Burlington Coat Factory for $22, so picked it up.
Like, what did you just found yourself walking around Ross and Burlington Coat Factory? Or you heard that they were there?
I heard that they were there.
You weren't looking for a coat.
No. It's a good place for cheap suits, though.
Yeah, no, I like just going in. Actually, yeah, the missus and I went yesterday just to.
You weren't looking at the toy section?
No, well, we moseyed past there, but we went to TJ Maxx and all kinds of Five Below, all kinds of good stuff.
Five Below is supposed to have the solo 3 3/4 inch figures for like $3 right now, but I have yet to find those.
Maybe they were gone already.
There's one figure that I still need from that line.
Which is?
Quay Tolsite.
I don't remember who that is.
It's Director Tolsite from the Spice Mines of Kessel.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I know who he is now. He got killed by Terrence Gossi or whatever the hell.
Yeah, exactly. Yes.
Okay, so yeah, I just got a couple plops. I got only one Star Wars related one. I decided I was like, oh, we were out there. They had them there, and I'm like, I'm not really trying to buy these pops right now, but because considering like they still have like the Poe Damerons and stuff for Last Jedi, so I'm like, I don't really have to buy this, but I just I might as well start with I got the Finn from Rise of Skywalker, and I got the Rock SmackDown edition one, but that's not really.
Yeah, no, I saw that Rock one. I almost picked that one up, but I'm not really into the like gold ones.
Yeah, I saw it was trending value was higher than it was selling for, so I'm like, I'm gonna get this. It was 16, it was selling for 8. So if I see that it's trending higher, I'm definitely gonna get it. If I'm interested, I'm not in it to make money, but like if I see a pop that I want and it's also more valuable than it costs, so I'm getting it. So other toys you want to talk about?
Yeah, I haven't really gotten any new vintage figures. I'm still stuck. The last one I got was the B-Wing pilot. Aside from the Power of the Force, last 17, I just need one figure. I need the ATST driver, and I can't seem to find it anywhere.
Not even online?
No, I haven't. I mean, I could probably get it on eBay, but I don't necessarily trust getting it on eBay. Because the problem with like vintage Star Wars figures is depending on where you buy them at, you may end up with a reproduction weapon.
Oh yeah.
And then you're just paying for garbage.
Okay.
So, no repros. Gotta get the originals.
Gotta get the legit.
Yeah.
Cool. Okay. Anything else toys related?
No, not really. I think that's about it.
I think we're gonna have a quick show today.
Yeah, I mean,
we're a half hour in.
Half hour in.
Normally, got a lot more nonsense.
Got that George Lucas interview coming up, though. Have we mentioned that?
We have talked about it before, so that definitely is worth sticking around for. You're gonna love it. Okay, so I think now once again we talked about we're gonna get into a rant video, and normally we have our tried and true trusted black metal vampire to pull from, not literally pull from, but. And now he didn't really put anything Star Wars related out. So now we have Mr. This guy
Rambo Raff for life.
Rambo Raff for life. He posted this a couple of years old, but he posted it right after Last Jedi came out, and it's a 2-hour long video. We're not gonna do. We're gonna go about 2.5 minutes.
Yeah, you heard that right. He's ranting for 2 hours and 3 minutes and 26 seconds about The Last Jedi.
So he ranted almost as long as The Last Jedi was. Still another half hour maybe, but
I mean, this doesn't fit our usual criteria of like no views or whatever, but we saw it. Like just the fact that the guy's sitting here surrounded by like I don't know, cheesy movie posters.
Pretty sure he's like in a broom closet or something too, with a calendar in it.
A calendar of like a barn calendar.
Like, who sits that close to the door?
I don't know. If that door opens, he's gonna get knocked
off his chair. That's what I'm saying.
chair.
Like you're in the smallest room ever.
It might even be a bathroom. I don't know. But yeah, he's got a camouflage hat just to set the stage for you. Camouflage hat on backwards. He's got a giant space between his front teeth. if you didn't notice that.
I did.
But anyway, yeah. So he's pretty high on himself. He's calling this epic rant.
He does have 14,000 subscribers too, so good for him. Somebody so hateful can have that many subscribers.
And he's very creative as far as the like expletives.
Oh yeah, it's very.
It's an art form for him. So if you have if you're very sensitive to strong language,
Yeah, why are you listening to us in the first place?
you definitely want to skip ahead here because he's very flowery in the language department.
All right, let's hear what he's got.
So here we go.
Yeah, let's go.
The epic rant, the Last Jedi movie review with Mike and me, and obviously grammatically that would be Mike and I.
And Mike doesn't come in at this point anyway, so.
I'll be honest, folks.
Please
I
do.
saw this movie for free because I didn't want to give these motherfuckers my money after The Force Awakens. The forced hand job that I didn't want. The forced fist fuck
all right, well, who
up
doesn't
my
want
ass.
hand jobs? First off, so I don't know.
And I ranted on that fucking
depends on
movie.
who's
I remember
getting it,
people
yeah.
telling me, who, if you liked it, fine. But there were people who got pissed at me saying, "Wait till the next one, Matt. They
Yeah,
don't
Matt.
answer your questions,
Who's
Matt.
Mike? Oh,
They
you're
don't
Mike.
do
The other
Luke
guy's Mike.
justice, Matt. They don't do all this other bullshit, Matt."
I think your name's
Yeah,
Matt.
bullshit is what I got by Ryan Johnson.
It's what I got.
Bullshit.
Is what I got. Yeah, so we're 42 seconds in, and if you can't tell, he does not like The Last Jedi, and he definitely didn't like The Force Awakens either.
Yeah, but honestly, I don't know. Force Awakens was good. Not that. But I mean,
I
not
like
that
The
Last
Force
Jedi
Awakens.
wasn't, but what?
I like The Force Awakens.
Exactly.
Yeah, Johnson, because he's a dickhead.
Yeah, John.
Kathleen Cuntity.
Oh, hey.
Whoa.
And these motherfuckers at Disney, dickwads, it's Goofy, Pluto, and Mickey Mouse jerking off over your
Hey,
faces.
now, come on.
And they
There's
reached over their
kids at
cocks.
Disney.
They got Minnie Mouse to pull down her fucking panties, take
Whoa.
a squad, and pissed over these three fucking
He's
movies.
holding up the original.
Return of
three.
the Jedi, Empire, and Star Wars. Because like I said in The Force Awakens, I'll say it again. What the fucking fuck was the point of these goddamn movies? The return of what? The return of innocence? Return to innocence? Return of what?
Then he said the return of venison. Like, why is he so concerned about deer meat?
Like, why is he holding up VHSs?
Well, and because those are the, I don't know if
Those are
he,
those, right?
I don't know if he thought this out, but those were the last releases of the non-special edition movies.
Oh.
So he doesn't look like somebody who thinks a lot of stuff out, but you never know.
Return of the bullshit? Because that's what I got. The return, so nothing happened. So Luke ran away like a coward, chicken shit pussy to live on a fucking mountain like he was a fucking Highlander because there can be only
Why are
one.
we smearing
Waiting for
Highlander?
some fucking bitch named Ray to come along and do nothing. Trainer, they got 30 fucking seconds of nothing but being a bitter old dickwad.
Speaking of
So-
bitter old dickwad, this is Mike and me.
Yeah. But I don't get it. Like, so he's complaining that there was only 30 seconds of training of Ray, but he doesn't like Ray. So should there have been more time training?
Yeah, we don't know. Like, what did you want? Did you want more Ray or less Ray?
And like this seems like a constant struggle with people is that they don't realize that there's been 30 years between the Return of the Jedi and the Last Jedi. So he's living on an island now, but shit happened in between.
Yeah, and I mean, obviously, I think they could at some point. I don't. Well, they got to kind of move on from Luke, but it would have kind of been nice to see what happened in there. Those 30, other than the flashbacks that we do get, but shit. Yeah, you're right. Stuff happened, and they kind of try to allude to that, but like we don't need to. Whatever. Let's move on.
Yeah, exactly. This is not Luke's story.
And him to fucking die in such a horseshit way. Because all they did was take your characters in these 3 movies, every single one of them, they flushed them down the toilet, or they pushed them aside, or they turned them into wampa shit. And when you make this
wampa
fucking
rat.
movie, The Phantom Menace, a good fucking movie, you know you fucked up. I would rather watch this than any of the prequels, and someone's going to say, oh, man, well, your opinion's null and void. Bull
Matt,
and shit.
It is.
Cock
It is null and void.
a mamie.
Cockamamie.
Cock
Cockamamie.
a mamie.
Fuck this movie. The Last Jedi
I paused it and fucked up the cockamamie.
can eat my ass and suck every hair off my balls and choke on them. It can lick the sweat off my asshole.
All right, I think that'll do it.
Yeah, so
For Matt.
so there's like if you're interested in that, there's still another 2 hours and 3 minutes or so remaining on that. If you wanna
I
go
feel
to
like
YouTube
these
and
people are
watch
having
it.
some like epic meltdowns here. Like, just take a freaking
Yeah,
like a nice warm shower or whatever, and like go take a nap.
maybe like a nice warm glass of milk.
It doesn't have to be blue.
No,
Just regular old milk.
Regular old milk. Maybe see a doctor. Your blood pressure might be a little high. But I mean, come on, people. Can't we all just get along?
Okay, so let's go ahead and switch gears to our segment that we like to call. Well, it's breaking news. We have breaking news, folks. Okay, once again, so yeah, we have breaking news into the studio tonight. Local Mandalorian man launches advertising campaign to prove that he is not Boba Fett. So yeah, he had to, like, everybody just thinks that this new that every time you see a Mandalorian that he has to be Boba Fett. So this guy's like, dude, I'm not Boba Fett. I'm like a different Mandalorian man.
I'm just the Mandalorian.
I'm just a Mandalorian. Like, there are other Mandalorians the same, but I am the Mandalorian.
Can't you see my colors are different?
Like, yeah, and
We don't all look the same.
are you? I'm pretty sure Boba Fett's dead, but maybe he's not.
Yeah, apparently, you put a helmet on somebody, it doesn't matter what color they are. They're just
It's the same person.
it's
no
the
matter
same
what.
person. They all look the same.
So yeah, he's like just trying to get away from this. Like, I'll put up billboards, I'll put out radio spots, I'll go on guest spots on podcasts, whatever I got to do to let people know.
Oh, whoa. Wait a second here. This just in. Mysterious Force ghost is appearing to some and revealing that their love interest is their sister. Some in the galaxy will still push through.
So that's dedication. You really, the poor young lady or man in the other end of that probably wants to know that.
The sister?
Oh, the sister, like, oh, well, maybe she wants to know, but you're just not gonna tell her because, you just want to get there anyway.
Yeah, I mean, we don't know if it actually is a sister, if this is just a prank by the Force ghost. But,
So that's why you just gotta push through anyway, just in case.
Yeah,
Just in case she's not your sister, you just gotta go ahead and push through. So
Exactly.
it really just depends on what part of the galaxy you're in. Some parts of the galaxy don't take kindly to that type of stuff, but others really do.
Yeah, if you're in the
The southern part of the galaxy.
this like the this yeah, exactly the southern part of the galaxy. You can it's all legal.
And breaking news tonight: the actually one of the people who that Force Ghost was telling, a rebel pilot, has been committed after telling his friends and family that he sees and speaks to dead people. So he's kind of started to lose his mind out there because he's people are like Force Ghosts they don't exist all the time, and he's like, oh, I see him, he's right there.
He's flying around and
He's flying around
and
telling me.
this Force ghost is talking to him.
Yeah, and then all of a sudden, like, oh, you're flying a freaking pilot. We need your head clear. You can't be talking to ghosts.
Yeah, you're flying a multi-million-dollar starship there.
You need to go ahead and get you checked out and lock you away so we can make sure that you're all good to go. So that's the news on that poor young soul.
And in sports news tonight, remote fighting champion gets his ass kicked in a real fight. So this gentleman was he was a champion fighting remotes. But you know what? Good versus remote is one thing. Good against the living, it's a whole nother story.
There it is. That's why the news writes itself. And finally tonight, in a little brighter news, we're going to do a year-end review. In this episode, we're going to talk about the most effective pickup lines in the galaxy. So, coming in third is "Bitching About Sand" is the third ranked pickup line in the galaxy. It's the most effective. Coming in second is "Do You Need This Job or Not?" And coming in first are "These Chains Too Tight?" So those are the three most effective pickup lines in the galaxy, folks. So a little lighter news. Well, not so much for the people actually in those pickup lines, but we just do a little year-end recap for the best pickup lines. And speaking of pickup lines, once again,
just stay tuned for that George Lucas interview.
Stay tuned to that George Lucas interview. All right, so that is all the news. It was a slow news week, folks. Really only had 5 news articles coming in the wire.
It's a slow real news week.
And a
slow fake news week.
Hey, no fake news here. All the news that's fit to print. Okay, so actually that will do it for most of our show tonight. And now, as we are once again, we are very honored to have had our guest earlier today sit down with us for a few minutes and talk about really not that much Star Wars, but really kind of talk about life. And I think you'll really enjoy it.
Yeah, so we're going to go ahead and play our previously recorded interview with Mr. Lucas. Don't call him George.
Okay, everybody. Wow, we are very, very pleased to have a guest. We are honored to have our next guest, Mr. George Lucas. Welcome to the show.
Yeah.
Oh, well,
Wow, man, a few words.
Well, we realize that you don't really do a lot of podcasts.
It's not my thing.
Okay, well, so George, and we can call you George, right?
No.
Okay, Mr. Lucas. So we have, just to kind of get started, we have a lot of single listeners out there, as you can imagine, and you're probably used to that in your fandom. Do you have any advice for those listeners?
I don't know. Those kinds of things.
That doesn't really tell us anything, George. I'm sorry, Mr. Lucas.
Right. That doesn't really answer the question, Mr. Lucas. So, how do you pick up the ladies?
So I can look and I can smile, and I can get them to come over, and I don't have to have a pickup line.
So no pickup line. Well, so do you just tell them about your Oscars?
No Oscars.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, I do apologize. Let's keep it professional here. So when you're trying to get to know someone, do you just like to flirt?
I've never been very good at flirting.
Well, you seem to be very successful. In any way. So, once you've met a woman and you take her home, what is your next step?
A lot of people like to do certain things, but they're not that good at it. And you keep going through the things that you like to do until you find something that you actually seem to be extremely good at, and you seem to be do very well at it. And it's a matter of moving around until you find the niche that you fit into.
The niche, huh?
The niche. Okay. Well, and once again, our listeners appreciate that. We just wanted to get them, to get them a little bit of advice. So let's move on, and we thank you again for helping our listeners get a little pleasure.
There's nothing wrong with pleasure. Pleasure will go way up there, but only for a few minutes, or maybe for a few hours, or maybe for a few days.
Wow, a couple days or a few days. I don't know if
I certainly don't have the stamina for a couple days. Maybe not even a couple hours.
I could pull it back a little bit, but I don't really want to.
Well, who could blame you? A couple days. That's impressive. So let's get to why we're really here. And you joined us today. We are actually here to present you with the very, very prestigious Trench Run Man of the Year Award.
I have the Irving Thalberg Award.
No, not the Irving Barenthal Award, whoever that is, but the Trench Run Man of the Year.
And I get a lot of little awards.
Well,
Well, that's kind of a cheap shot.
we thought it was prestigious.
It's not my thing.
Okay.
Excuse us.
So this means nothing to you?
No.
Wow. You're just kind of being a dick.
Yeah. I've never had an Academy Award. I've been nominated, but I've never won. I'm too popular for that.
Oh.
Ooh, I'm too popular.
Oh well, hey, we're just trying to be as popular as you, Mr. Lucas. So, all right, so yeah, let's move away from awards. There's actually a rumor that we've been talking about. The people just want to know. There's a rumor that while you were filming, A New Hope, that during filming breaks you'd have Kenny Baker actually get out of the R2 costume. And he was already naked because it was pretty hot in the desert. And you'd have him out there just doing a little dance number for the enjoyment of the crew.
It was so tiny that you could only get him to do it for the whole amount.
Why would someone think that that's funny? Why are you laughing?
A fetish.
Wow, that seems kind of cruel, Mr. Lucas.
That was a very dark period for me.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm glad you realized that that was a dark period. Mr. Lucas, this may be a little personal, but have you ever had a threesome?
Yeah.
Oh,
Really?
How did you arrange that?
So I called him up on the phone from London and I said, "Do you want to do this?"
So him, okay. I was expecting it to be the other way around.
Like two ladies?
With two women in the threesome and not the other way around.
Yeah.
Well, do we know? Is the public know who if you were to say that third man, who he is? Do we know his name? You don't have to tell us, but would he be recognizable?
They recommended another student from school that I knew pretty well.
A student. Okay. Wow. Hopefully he's the same age as you are. So we've all, honestly, we do a lot of thinking around here, and I've always wondered about the logistics of all that. How does that even work?
It's just a matter of moving around until you've discovered what it is.
Did you ever? Does you ever worry about how that might affect your career if that got out?
And I don't know what that would have done for my career.
Well, your career. I mean, at this point in your career, you've done pretty much everything that you could do, and we thank you for joining us today. You've been very open and honest. We're surprised that you didn't award this interview to a legit media outlet.
Well, the media is extremely simplistic.
Okay, then. So once again, a lot of bombshell stuff today. Well, we'd actually love to have you on the show again sometime soon.
I don't really want to.
So, okay. So you are not gonna come back?
No.
Okay. All right. Well, he's gone. Once again, we do thank Mr. Lucas, Mr. George Lucas, everybody, for joining the show. We were very, very fortunate to have him. He was very open with us. And Brian, how do you think that interview went?
Well, I mean, I feel like it could have gone a lot better. I mean, George Lucas was a hero of mine, like pretty much my whole life.
And we're just talking to him about nonsense, like threesomes and pickup lines and stuff like that.
Yeah, I mean, he was a little rude, though.
Well, like, I figured that, everybody already asked him Star Wars questions, so why are we going to ask him, who's your favorite Star Wars character? Oh, no, we're just going to ask him what the people really want to know. And that is apparently
exactly.
How you had a threesome.
That's why we're these top journalists.
And we're gonna make sure to ship him the prestigious Man of the Year award for Trench Run. We'll once we find that award, we'll definitely ship it to him.
Yeah, definitely.
So,
definitely.
All right. Well, thank you again. He's gone already, so I don't know who I'm thinking, but we hope that you, the listener, really enjoyed that interview.
So there you go, folks. Hopefully you enjoyed that. It was very enlightening. Again, I can't get over how rude at times.
But he was very open. He didn't have to answer those questions. I'm surprised that he did, to be perfectly honest with you. So yeah, he comes across a little abrasive sometimes. But really, once you get to know him, he's still an asshole. So,
But he's still a genius.
yes, the creator he's the reason we're all here talking about Star Wars tonight. So, thank you again. I can't say it enough. Thank you to him. Well, I got this. We gotta get this award shipped off. He probably won't take it, but
He says he won't come back, but I have a feeling
he'll be
that
back.
he'll be
Yeah,
back.
yeah. The way he answered those questions, he'll be back.
I think he enjoyed his time on Trench Run.
And saying that, then actually we enjoyed our time on Trench Run tonight. I hope you enjoyed the show. Let's go through all the things. Please like us and subscribe to the podcast if you don't already. Give us 5 stars wherever you get your podcasts. Leave a review. We would love to get some reviews. Make sure you check out Nick's Movie Emporium YouTube channel. He does a good job there. Puts a lot of content. Email us if you feel like emailing us. trenchrunpod@gmail.com. trenchrunpod@gmail.com. Don't forget to tweet at us. Nick is in that Big Shadow. I forgot what Nick is on Twitter.
Big Shadow 1138.
Yeah, I think that's what it is. And at
Wait.
Movie Emporium.
It's funny that we all remember everybody else's, but like I don't remember mine.
Yours is at Real Trench Run _Brian, at Real Trench Run _Brian, and of course mine is at Kenny81 at Kenny81. So once again, thank you everybody who listened. We appreciate your loyalty and your support, and we'll see you again in a couple weeks. Thank you.
Good day.
Bye bye.